My last video on Germany's skilled worker shortage blew up with comments, especially about salaries. Many of you argued there is no real shortage, just a shortage of good pay. Shortage is a marketing campaign to get cheap blue collars, one of you said. So it raises the questions, what is a cheap salary in Germany and how much should be expected? To answer this, we need to look at factors that influence the salaries offered to foreign skilled workers. Let me tell you a story about a family friend. He is a senior software developer with over 15 years of work experience. In my home country, he landed a job in Berlin with an offer of 60,000 euros a year. You might be thinking this is low for a person with 15 years of experience, but is it? First, it is important to understand that in Germany, foreign work experience is not always considered, especially if these companies where you worked are not big, globally recognized companies with perfectly translated formal work certificates. So in the eyes of a German employer, you are at entry level. 60,000 euros a year in Berlin is equivalent to about 45 to 50,000 euros a year in NRV, which leads me to my second point. Your earnings depend on where you live in Germany. The country is not uniform, with massive regional disparities in both wages and cost of living. The most famous divide is between the East and West Germany. In 2026, the median gross salary in Western Germany is about 56,000 euros, while in the East, not counting Berlin, it's just a little over 48,000. That's a difference of over 13%. This is because most of Germany's largest, highest paying companies are headquartered in the West. You also have to factor in the cost of living. Cities like Munich and Berlin have one of the most expensive housing markets in the country. A one-bedroom apartment there can easily be rented for 1,500 to 2,000 euros a month, if not more. That same salary goes a lot further in a city like Leipzig, where the median salary is lower, but the rent and daily expenses are far more affordable. By the way, if you are finding this breakdown useful and you want more insights into life and work in Germany, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me create more content like this. Education also plays a massive role. Someone with a university degree earns on average significantly more than someone without. Additionally, someone with a master's degree earns more than someone with a bachelor's degree. Also, managers naturally have higher salaries than non-managerial staff. Of course, what you do is just as important as where you do it. Germany has a clear hierarchy of salaries. Industries like banking, pharmaceuticals, aerospace, and automotive engineering sit at the top of the food chain, as well as medical professionals, especially specialists. On the other end of the spectrum are sectors like hospitality, agriculture, and tourism, where the median salaries can be 20,000 to 30,000 lower than in those high-paying industries. Now that you understand what factors come into play with salaries in Germany, let's look at the stats and compare them with other European countries. In 2026, the median gross salary in Germany, according to the salary report by Stepstone, is 53,900 euros. Compared to many other countries in the European Union, Germany is comfortably near the top in terms of minimum wage and ranks first when minimum wage is measured in purchasing power standard. Comparing the German gross salaries to those in places like the USA or Switzerland, Germany's salaries are low. A software developer in Munich might earn 70,000 euros, while their counterpart at a big tech firm in California could earn the equivalent of 150,000 euros. Even after US taxes, the American developer will likely have more cash on hand. And this is where the comparison becomes tricky. The German employer's 80,000 euros comes with built-in benefits that the American employee has to pay for out of pocket. That German salary includes comprehensive health insurance, pension plan, and income protection if they get laid off. If they have children, it includes access to heavily subsidized daycare and tuition-free university education. The American employee, on the other hand, might pay thousands of dollars a year for health insurance premiums. Their retirement is largely self-funded. A university education for their children can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So while their net salary might be higher, their fixed costs for basic life securities are extremely higher. So is 60,000 euros cheap? For a foreign developer whose experience is being treated as entry level in Berlin, no, 60,000 euros is pretty much the market rate, but you should absolutely negotiate for 70,000 euros or more. Salary in Germany is a complex picture. Come June this year, companies will be required to display salary ranges in job ads and improve pay transparency during employment. I believe this will close the pay gap that already exists. Now, I want to hear from you. If you live and work in Germany, what has your experience been? Does your salary feel fair for your years of experience, skills, and for the social benefits you get in return? Let me know your story and your perspective in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.